Coming up next on the Jeff Crilley Show, if you've ever thought about volunteering for something, but you're really not sure what's out there, we'll be talking to the leader of a nonprofit who's going to help you on that journey. That's next.
Many are predicting that the worst is yet to come, which is unfortunate, said one person here. Until now, they've enjoyed the reputation of being the nation's I Spies.
Watched a burglar in his home this morning by webcam.
As a journalist of over 25 years, stories are what make my world turn.
Reporting live from the Dallas newsroom tonight, Jeff Crilley, Fox 4 News.
But in 2008, I took the jump from my familiar life and started a PR firm from my home.
We're talking about anyone with a camcorder like the one I'm using becomes a television network.
We started slowly growing the company, and we now have over 100 clients, and we've branched into the world of live digital broadcasting. I now own 8 different TV studios and have a huge team, and the stories that I now get to share are sometimes the most important of my life. Life has a funny way of coming around full circle. This is the Jeff Crilley Show.
Well, volunteering for stuff has become very, very big these days, but there's so many different opportunities for you out there, it can get kind of dizzying. To demystify the process, Tammy L. Richards, she's the CEO of VolunteerNow. Thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you so much for having me.
Now, your nonprofit is now 50 years old. That's amazing.
Yes, we are so proud. So many nonprofits don't make it to 50, and so we're so proud to celebrate our anniversary this year.
So one of the things that we were talking about off camera was, how do you introduce yourself at a cocktail party? When people say, what do you do, Tammy? How do you describe it? What
I say is I'm CEO of a technology nonprofit, and we help volunteers and nonprofits find opportunities to work together.
And it's kind of, this is probably not the best way to put it, a matchmaking service, because you have just all of these volunteers that want to be matched up with the right opportunity. So if somebody's into pets or something like that, what would happen?
We have so many different cause areas on our volley.org website, and so someone can go on and look at the opportunities in the animal welfare area. They can see when they want to volunteer, they can see how far they want to drive to volunteer, and they can do a search and find opportunities that fit what they want to do.
That's wonderful. We're going to show more on that in just a little bit, but we found a great people story on your website. Let's go ahead and roll that video now.
I feel called to volunteer my skills wherever necessary. It keeps me busy. It fills my heart with joy to be able to do things for others. I have not charged for any of the masks. I made a little heart-shaped card that said, God bless you, wish bless others. And I slid that onto one scrap of every mask I gave away. I wanted the people that received the masks to know that they were not just thrown together, that every stitch, every step of the way, they were being thought of and prayed for. And I continue to pray for them at night, for their safety and for their gift of helping people get well. People feel isolated, they feel scared, they feel alone. And by reaching out to them, they know, even though they'll never meet me, that someone's thinking about them and cares about them and their safety.
Very cool video. And we should brag on you because we met through the Dallas Business Journal, and you are a recipient of a very prestigious award. What is it again?
It's the Women in Technology. There were 24 of us honored this year, and some amazing ladies from some wonderful companies, nonprofits, and entrepreneurial firms.
That is exciting. Is this your first year to be nominated and awarded it?
Oh, yes, it is.
Okay, outstanding. We want to talk more about your volunteer site, volley.org. We found another wonderful video. Let's go ahead and roll that now.
Welcome to volley.org, the all-in-one volunteer and community partner solution for school districts, making it easy to recruit, manage, and track volunteers, as well as your business and community partnerships. With Volley, your volunteers can create an account, have their background checks confirmed, watch your school's orientation, and be serving, all within minutes, and all from their Apple or Android phones. It's as easy as 1, 2, 3. Schools post their needs. Volunteers click on the opportunities to learn more and click on I Want Help to register. Volley takes it from there, sending confirmation emails to both the volunteer and to the opportunity owner at the school. Volley also sends thank you emails to your volunteers for their service. Once a week, Volley will send an email to your volunteers and to your partners, keeping them in the know of what needs and resources their particular school has. Volley for School Partners allows your schools and district staff to spend their valuable time building and managing partner relationships, while Volley tracks the details. Volley for Partners provides intuitive features such as a resource exchange system where schools post their needs and partners fulfill their resources. Volley gives you one standardized system that is customized to your organization, allowing you to focus on the critical work by empowering the people who make that happen. To learn more, contact P. Hicks at volley.org.
Very impressive. And I think you were telling me you have something like 100,000 people in your database?
We do. We have 100,000 community volunteers, and so they help with things in North Texas. And we have another 200,000 volunteers who are connected with more than a dozen school districts that we serve.
Are you finding that the millennials and the Gen Zs are really into service? I mean, is that a growing audience for you?
Oh, it certainly is. Points of Light, which is a national volunteerism organization, did a study that shows I think it's more than 60% of millennials and Gen Zs, now that we're moving out of the pandemic, really want to go and serve their community. They've seen the need, they've seen the needs up close, and they want to do more.
Well, let's talk about COVID for a little bit, because obviously with social distancing, that had to have thrown a wrench into some of your plans.
Oh, it certainly did. And so in-person volunteering, of course, dropped tremendously. And so we were able to increase our software capability. We added something called virtual volunteering. And so now an organization, a school, or a nonprofit can post an opportunity where someone can volunteer, but you don't have to have person-to-person contact. So you may gather up art supplies for a child who needs to do an art project, or you may help drop off or pick up technology that a school is using. So there are a lot of ways we were able to create volunteerism that was still safe.
Tell me about the territory. Is it just North Texas?
No, actually not. Our goal is to really be national. And so we actually serve school districts in North Texas. We have one in Houston, one in Odessa, one in North Dakota of all places. And so that's really our desire, is to spread this very helpful technology nationally.
What's your greatest need right now? Is it more volunteers, more companies, donations? What is your greatest need?
Well, donations are very helpful because it's been a challenging year in the nonprofit world, but we also really want to encourage people to sign up to volunteer, because nonprofits and schools need them, particularly as we expand into more school districts. And we'd love to have more school districts come on board. We worked with one urban district, and originally in an old database, they had 8,000 volunteers. 2 years after using our volley.org website, they had more than 50,000 volunteers. That's a lot of volunteers helping kids.
That's amazing. And you've been around for 50 years. Are you discovering that people are still finding out about you for the first time?
Oh, definitely. We can be one of those undiscovered secrets in Dallas, and we want to be, more prominent because the work is so amazing. Over just the last few years, we've mobilized over $150 million of volunteer hours. And so that's money that nonprofits don't have to spend on labor that they can reinvest in their regular mission. So it's a wonderful economic engine for the community.
We've only got about a minute left, so if there's somebody watching right now, your camera's there on the right, do you want to talk to them about getting involved in some way?
I do. First, go to volley.org and find a place to serve. There are hundreds of opportunities where you can become engaged. And then on September the 11th, coming up on that Saturday in Clyde Warren Park, we host the biggest and best volunteerism festival in Dallas. There'll be 75 nonprofits there in person. Free entertainment all day on stage. It's a wonderful family-friendly thing. So come out to Clyde Warren Park to come to Volley in the Park on September the 11th.
Outstanding. And we're going to end by putting up the website. It's volnow.com, volnow.org.
Yes, that's for our nonprofit's website. That's where you can get more information about us. And then you can go to volley.org to actually volunteer.
Outstanding. Tammy L. Richard, thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you so much for having me, Jeff.
That's it for now. We'll see you next time.